This short video will present the system for devising all kinds of word games, and the general platform is called FreeWord. What we see is a board 15 by 15 and two initial words in gray. Let's dive right in, and suppose I decide to make the word adolescent so that the S of adolescent becomes a plural of archbishops. I have to start in case 6. I put an arrow. When the arrow is horizontal means the word will be horizontal. When the arrow is vertical means the word will be vertical. So I will type adole. S is supposed to add a plural to archbishop, cent. As long as I have not made enter, I am at liberty to put my arrow elsewhere and to change the word. But I am pleased with it and I do enter. The word has been accepted. It's in red, and you see I've made two words, adolescent and archbishops, and I collect 184 points, and we'll discuss later how this is calculated. The system has made a word called opportunity, which is a bridge. That's a typical construct of FreeWord. Bridges are words that join together two different parallel words. We see that opportunity joins practitioner and adolescent. Between the R and the T, there are 4 spaces which have been filled by letters, and these are called spans, and they are used in the calculation of the value of opportunity. Because it's a bridge, it brings a lot of points. You can see 296. So now I decide to make a bridge myself using the 2 A's that are at row 6. And I want to make practically, so I have to start in D6. I put the arrow, horizontal arrow is fine, and I start to type, but I don't type the letters which are already on the board. So L-L-Y. I am pleased with the word, so I make enter. It's a bridge. The span of the bridge is CTIC, so a span of 4. It brings me 336, exactly the same number that the bot got with publications, another bridge with a span of 4 CATI. Since the board is quite empty, now is the time to make long words, and I will use the Y at the end of practically. I start in A2, a vertical word, analytically. You see, if I make a mistake, I can always use backspace to get back. I am happy with that word, so I enter, and I got 216 with analytically. The bot made businessman, and this is a double bridge because we see that ES in business is the first bridge and M the second bridge. ES 2 spans, M 1 span. So it is connecting 3 parallel words, and it is doing so by making a double bridge. Of course, the double bridge brings more points, 270 for businessmen and only 216 for analytically, although that word is longer. So now I plan to make a long bridge, maybe triple, and I put an arrow, my arrow in front of the T, hoping to use all the TLC letters. Since it is difficult for a human or a sapiens to find such combinations, I press the button F1 help, which becomes green, and I get help from the system. and I choose multi-metallic on 9B. I can type it or I can simply choose it. I like this word, so I'm going to take it with enter. So let's look at multi-metallic. It's a triple bridge. The spans for the first bridge are ME, then for the second A, and for the third bridge LI. This brings me a lot of points, 630. The bot made participant no bridge, so he only gets 200 points. In FreeWord, two-letter words are not accepted, and this allows one to finish the game. So one way of making multiple words is to put letters between two parallel words with a distance of 1. So I have put my arrow in J7, and I have here a number of choices. I choose coda. I like this word, I enter it. And I made 3 words, coda, cod, and ado. Much ado about nothing. The bot got 174 points with Triumph, which is a bridge with 3 spans. I put my arrow now in E4 vertically, and I have the possibility of making several words between 2 parallel words. So I enter this, and I have the words miri, amp, mir, and hic, which are all in the dictionary. And I got 131 points. System got 203 with platinum. We have just seen that with the word platinum, bot scored 203 points. Platinum is a bridge with 6 spans. And we have seen also that I with Myri and the auxiliary words amp, mir, and hic, I made 131 points. So we will now try to explain how FreeWord computes these amounts. So bear with me, you will get a complete explanation. To understand how scoring works, we must of course know the value of the letters. Obviously these values will be different for different languages. But we made a common ground, common values for English and French because we have games that are bilingual where you can make both English and French words, or where English plays against French. You see that the cheapest one are the common vowels, and then U and Y are worth 2, and S of plural is also worth 2. And then you see the groups of letter by frequency up to X and Z, which are worth 10, and J and Q, which are worth 11. 12 needs some explanation. There is the C cedilla that is used in French and in Portuguese and in Catalan, and we have the N tilde of Spanish. The basic idea behind scoring in FreeWord is rather simple. You sum up all the letters, recent or old, in your word, if you have one word, and you multiply by about half the number of letters that you have just laid in this turn. Things become more complicated when there are several words made and when there are bridges which have spans of different lengths. So let us look at this more complicated case. Obviously, the scoring in FreeWord favors long words, but it favors also bridges, especially many bridges, and long bridges with long spans. And the formula that is shown here shows this. So if there are several words, for each word you must calculate the main score, which is the sum of the values of all the letters, and multiply it by a multiplier which has one fixed part, which is laid plus 1 divided by 2. Laid is the number of letters just laid on the board. And if there are bridges, then you add more items into the multiplier. you add something related to all the spans in all the bridges, and you add something related to the number of bridges. And you can see below the total formula, which is the main score multiplied by a multiplier which has 3 components, but the second and third components apply only when there are bridges. So let us see how this applies to our example on the board. First, let us look at the scoring of Platinum, which got 203 points. Don't worry, the total formula will be on our website, so you will have opportunity to check it in detail. So Platinum, the main score is 29, and laid 6 number of spans is 6, number of bridges is 1, so the multiplier is 7, and 29 times 7 is 203. Things get a little more complicated for MIRI, the word MIRI, with the 3 auxiliary words am, mir, and hic. So here is the formula applying to the main word, MIRI, which is worth 20 points, and the 3 auxiliary words which are worth 45, 27, and 39 points because they are bridges, so they are worth more. So now I will let the bot play till the end of the game. So we've reached the stage that no words can be made any longer. The board is saturated and the bot wins. Spent words shows all the words that have been done in this game and previous games, and on what condition the vocabulary can be refurbished and refreshed is beyond the scope of this video. Hope you will enjoy FreeWord in the future.